Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Ben and Brandy Build a Bus here on the Remote Ramblers channel. We are so glad you're here, and today we are making one of our most requested videos. And you probably clicked on this video because you watched this one, and then you probably sent me one of these messages. So today we are going to teach you how to make leather straps to hang your curtains and how to make the grommets to hang them with. Let's dive in. Okay, so this is actually a pretty simple process, but there's a few things you'll need, and I'll link it all in the description below. So first up, you will need a grommet kit, and in this kit you have a few things. You have these little thin flat discs, and you have ones that are kind of shaped like a hat or like a base of a top hat with a top cut off, which is like this. So you have the thin one and then the hat one. With the kit, you'll also get this little metal base, a hole punch, and your setting tool. The next thing you'll need is D-rings. We used bigger ones, but depending on how you want it to look and how you want it to function, you can get smaller ones of these. It really is dependent on the width of the leather that you'll be using. We own a leather company, so we are using leather we just had lying around, but you can purchase leather off of Amazon, or any sort of cobbler may have leather that you can get. But yeah, strips of leather, and you do want it to be somewhat thick. You don't want it to be super thin, just so that way your rivets don't like rip through or anything. And then you'll need a rivet kit. So rivets come with two pieces. This kit has all different sizes and colors. So they come with one that has like a little post, and then you have the cap for it. Let's see. So you have the rivet itself, and then you have the head that goes on top. And when you go to do these, they sort of piece together like this. In your rivet kit, you will get a hole punch tool, just like comes with the grommet, and then you'll get a metal setting piece and the setting tool. I don't know the official names for these. I'm not a professional grommeter or whatever they're called, but this is what I call them. You will also need a mat. You don't want to be doing this on a table that you care about. Probably I shouldn't be doing it on this plastic table, but it's what I have right now. Really, some sort of like workbench or metal or hardwood would be best, but please don't do this on your dining wood table. And if you do, please make sure to use a cutting mat so that way you don't damage it. I do not want to get comments in the comment section that you damaged your table doing this project. Oh, one more thing. We need a hammer. I also use these little cutting scissors because this, with the material that we're working with, if you did the curtains the way that I suggested, then the material that you're using, the warm windows and sunbrella, this will not cut through. I tried desperately to get it to go through, but there are like fine metal layers in the warm windows material, and I think that just keeps this from going through. So what I did was I used these little sewing scissors. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is install our grommet. Depending on how you're doing this, you can either use your scissors to make the hole, or you can use the hole punch to make a hole. I'll show you sort of how you can use the hole punch, and then we'll see if it works. If it works on your material, great. If not, you can use the scissors. The first thing that we need to do is make our grommet hole. So there are two ways to do that. Like I said, you can use the hole punch. if you follow the tutorial that I made previously on how to make the insulated curtains, this will not work for you. So a little pair of scissors will do just fine. I will, however, show you how to use this just in case. It's very easy. You use your cutting mat, put that on the table. Then you put your material down. Then you take your tool, put it on here, and hammer. Yeah, that didn't even make a dent in this cotton. It's definitely not going to work on your warm windows material. So, this is what you'll do instead. Figure out how big your hole is for your grommet. It is about the size of my finger. And take the material and do an initial cut. First thing we need to do is make a hole. I sort of fold it like this and then make an X. So one cut like that, and then snip the other sides too. This cut here is probably a bit too large, and let me show you why. What you want to happen is you take your hat piece and you put it in this way, and you see how this is too big. It shows on the outside. You do not want that. You want your hole to be pretty snug. You want to have to sort of shove it down on here. So start small with your hole and make it bigger, but don't cut a big hole in your newly made curtain. Okay, so a small little cut, and then turn it into an X. See how that fits my finger right there? That is sort of what we are looking for. So you take our hat, put it through. There you go. See how it comes right through there? That's what we're looking for. It's snug. There's not a lot of excess. You can't see around it. So this, for example, is the pretty side of our curtain. So you don't want to go up through that. You want to go down. So we want to flip this. And we want the hat to be coming through the bad or the ugly side of our curtain. Okay? So if you're making a curtain with warm windows, then you would put your hat down through your finished side. So it would come out the back where your warm windows is. We take our metal piece and we set it on top. So we take our hat and put it on top. And we take our disc, U-shaped side going down over top of the hat. And then we take our setting tool and set it in there. Okay, so it's all sort of held in. Then your hammer, and give it a few good whacks. Right, there we go. That's what we're looking for. So the hat portion, the top portion that comes up, it sort of folds down over top of the flat, and it sandwiches the material in the grommet. And this is what we use to hang the curtain. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're working on our leather strap. You will need your D-rings, your mat, your hammer, and your rivet kit. And your strip of leather, obviously. You could also do this with any material. If you want to do this with canvas or duck canvas, any sort of sturdy material that you want to use, you can do that. So now we're going to be adding our rivet. Put your D-ring on the edge and then fold over your leather, okay? And you'll see I've already made these holes here because I was working on something the other day. But to make that, cutting your hole punch tool is what you'll need. It's the smaller of the two. So we know that our D-ring is going to be here, and so we fold our leather over, and you want it about maybe half a centimeter away. You don't want a lot of tension on it, so make sure that your leather is completely folded and that it's sitting flat together. And then you put your hole punch down. There's actually a hole in it, into your leather. And get your hammer, give it a few hits. And make sure that it goes all the way through your top piece and also your bottom piece. And this is where your rivet will actually go through. Once you have your holes, you need to pick out the size rivet that you'll be using. So in this kit, there are different sizes and different colors. For this project and my thickness of leather, we have been using the middle size. So there's little tiny ones, which you would use if you're using like a canvas. And there's big thick ones if you're using thick leather or thick denim. And then this middle one is what works for us. So you take your post, which is the one that has the long post, and you stick it up through both holes. And you'll see there's a little bit of an indentation on that post. And when you take your cap and put it on, it sort of clicks. You want to hear that click. Now that this is clicked together, you want to put it onto your hammering pad. Get your setting piece, and you'll see there's like a domed or curved edge. You put that on top of the cap. Not of the side that had the post, but on the cap side. And it just sits on there nicely. Take your hammer, give it a few whacks. Alright, so there we are. When you finish, it should be pretty flat. And then that is not going anywhere. Alright guys, I hope that answered all of your questions, and I hope you feel confident enough to go out there and try making your straps and your grommets. If you made these curtains, then these projects should be a breeze for you as long as you have the right tools and the right kits. When you go to hang your curtains, you have a few different options. We have a wood piece above our windows, and so we have hooks that have screws in them that we screwed into the wood that hold most of our curtains. And how that works is then we put the strap on and then roll up our curtain. You can roll it up or under, whichever aesthetically you prefer. And then we use the other hook to wrap around and put back on the same hook. So it's sort of like a wedge. We have a D-ring, our curtain, and then the hook. On our front windows, where like the driver's is and our front door, we use these metal hooks, and they work excellent. If you have any questions about this project or any other projects we've done here on the channel, please leave them in the comments. We are more than happy to try to answer any questions you have, and thank you for being here. If you hadn't heard, we are going to be participating in Vlogmas this Christmas and Advent season, which means hopefully we will be posting daily vlogs, and that could be short in the form of shorts or long form content. So if there's something you want to see from us, or questions that you have about this project or any other projects that we've done, or what it is to live life on the road, please let us know. We are so happy to have you as part of our community, And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. YouTube is going to be a very important thing to us in 2024, and we're glad you're here and a part of this community. Happy Advent.